reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network. You're listening to Guild Wars Reporter on the MMO Reporter Network. Brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter. And by Doghouse Systems. Choose your weapon at doghousesystems.com.
And welcome to another episode of Guild Wars Reporter. This is episode 102. I am Celeste, and as always, I'm joined by the lovely Allona.
Hello, lovely Celeste.
Hello, lovely Allona.
I'm gonna introduce myself like that all the time now.
And just say, oh, she's lovely. It doesn't matter.
Yes, I'm lovely.
Nothing else matters. This is true. We're doing some crazy audio voodoo tonight.
Yes, we are mad with audio power.
That's right. I can do this.
La la la. La la. La 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 la.
Or that.
That might the minstrel might be the singing minstrel might be one of my favorite things that ArenaNet has ever put out.
Mm-hmm. It's one of mine, too.
I want that as... Hey, have you made that a ringtone?
Yes.
Oh, good to know. We'll talk later.
We will indeed talk later. Yes, because my lovely distributional powers of ringtones ever grows.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It does. It really does. I have ringtones. Lots of ringtones.
You are mad with ringtone power.
Yes, I am. And also soundboards.
Ooh,
so
that's fancy.
I'm fancy over here now with all my virtual audio cable in and stuff.
I like the picture you posted on Twitter. Oh no, you didn't post that.
No, I did not. Miff sent me a picture, like one of those stock photos of this guy all confused, staring at a mess of a billion cables. It's like, yeah, that's kind of how I feel right now.
Yeah,
except they're not real cables. They're virtual ones that I have to run in my head.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's scary.
Oh. So, should we talk about what we did this week?
I guess we should. We've been rambling a bit about audio.
Yeah.
Audio
rampage.
Yes.
So, I did not actually do it doesn't feel like I did an awful lot this week, actually. I did get my Necro to 80, and now I've begun the upgrading process, which I'm trying to debate between getting the tier 3 cultural or just keeping the one I have since I upgraded at 70, so it's only 10 below. Yeah.
Gosh, cultural?
Well, you get achievement points, right?
This is true.
It would take a lot of my gold, though. I could get a precursor for the amount of gold it would take to get tier 3 cultural, so it's a bit of a dilemma. And
achievement points for making legendaries?
Yes, there is one for that, I believe. But I don't remember how many points it is. Better be a lot. Better be like 100. I have no idea what it is, though. I did my half monthly. Or my fortnightly?
Yeah, the fortnightly. I have not started on yet. I should. Well, I mean, like, I probably have a few things done, but I haven't actually checked it to see what I need to do.
Well, if you get 4 days worth of dailies, you're halfway there.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm pretty good there.
And I think I again, marathon jumping puzzles to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that with one of my guildies. And I helped usher a new player / guildie around the world. He just got the game for the first time a day before it went on sale.
Oh, man.
So I'm like, I said, well, at the very least, I think you'll get your money's worth. Because knowing the type of player he is, I think he would really appreciate the culture within Guild Wars 2.
That's true.
So, yeah, that was fun playing with. It's someone that I've known for like 20 years. So, it was kind of.
Then yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
I've known him
different.
for a while. Yeah, so it was fun. That's all I did. It wasn't anything super exciting, I guess, but I had fun.
Sounds like stuff.
Stuff and things.
That's more than I can say for myself. Oh, I can add to this list that I did my daily today.
Oh yeah, I should do that too. Like, we were doing the show notes, and about like an hour before the show, it was like, or no, an hour and a half, 2 hours before the show.
Well,
I have to go. I need to do my dailies really quick. Celeste,
yeah, I was like,
oh crap, me too.
An hour before reset, you said that, and I was like, oh, I should do that too.
In an hour, it was 10 after at that point.
Yeah, and then I managed to finish the daily in like 10 minutes.
Oh, it took me a lot longer. I feel sad.
I went to Metrica and just went down this watery area and managed to find a whole bunch of ambience there too, so it worked out.
Yeah, anytime it's ambient and karma together, I always go to Straits, just south of Fort Trinity, because there's those passel of ambience, plus then I buy one of the trinket or the jewelry boxes.
Yeah, I ended up buying an Orion jewelry box too, because it's just the fastest way I can think to just spend the $7.50 and get the achievement. Plus, you get some of the karma back, so
and you might get something good
ish.
Well, there's you can get the Risen Priest of Balthazar.
I have 3.
Oh, fancy! I have 1. I was pretty excited about that. Okay, so what did you do, Miss?
Yeah, I know. Okay. She's looking at the notes and going, what did you do? Well, I had sick children and ESO launched. And my husband kind of dragged me into playing the game with him, so I bought a copy and played a bit.
In the interest of marital bliss,
I played pretty much all day Sunday. That was about as much as I got to play. But that could have been Guild Wars 2 time, but I would have been playing by myself, so...
Would you have?
Exactly. I probably would have done chores and played with the Guild Wars.
No, I meant you would have played with one of us, probably.
No, I know, but I mean, because I didn't have somebody in the physical realm saying, hey, come on, let's get this done.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
That's kind of how it goes around here.
So, yeah, I kind of like how they did the monthlies this time, how they split it so that you don't end up with people. Did they have the rewards? I can't even remember.
I don't know. I haven't gotten it.
Oh, yeah. I got it, and apparently I don't know. I like that it was like, wow, 1 of 2? 2 of 2? What? Awesome.
Yeah, that's really good, actually. I know some people have already finished the War vs. World metas and stuff like that.
Yeah, which we'll be talking about later.
Indeed.
Report from Vigil Keep.
The big news is, it is the feature pack, obviously, and we've talked about a lot of the things that are happening, but rewind a bit. I know most of y'all have probably read the stuff on the world bosses and the guild world events, but we haven't talked about it yet on the show.
They were supposed to come out, Thursday and Friday last week, and they just decided, let's just put them both out on Thursday.
Right. So if we were still on our Thursday recording, we would have been just fine. Yeah. Shh. Don't worry. It'll be okay. I know. So, in case you didn't know, what's happening is that currently all of these bosses have unique timers that differ from world to world. When we released the API to track world events, it was almost immediately put to use in creating a way for people on different worlds to track the status of meta events and world bosses. In our new Megaserver system, this use of the API won't really make sense. To address this, we've developed a new schedule for boss events so each occurs at the same time every day and on every world, allowing you to know when a boss event will happen and where you need to be.
Yeah.
So basically, I've kind of made up this rotation of a timed schedule of when things will be happening to avoid people having to use the timer API since it's completely obsolete now.
They have been doing that with many of the Living World stuff, like the Assault Knights and whatnot, like Twisted Marionette.
That's right. Yeah.
And that seemed to work pretty well, I think.
Well, those were extremely often, too, though.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more divided up. There will be a set of rotations to control world event activations based on 3 classifications of world events. Hardcore, mega-organized events, and that would be like Tequatl, the Jungle Worm, and the Karka Queen. Those are going to be on approximately every 8 hours.
Within a 3-hour window.
Yeah, within a 3-hour window. So,
No, I was going to say, wouldn't the APIs work? But I guess they just wouldn't. There's no way the APIs would work at all with this.
Not really, no.
No. Then there's the standard world events, and that's the set of 6 world events of the original world content that's been available since launch of the game. And one of those events will begin on the hour and half hour in a repeating rotation.
Right. And then there's low-level world events. Because players at low levels are more restricted in their choice of content, this classification is made of a small rotation of events that occur in the level 1 to 15 starting zones. One of these 4 events begin at 15 minutes and 45 minutes past the start of every hour.
And I was looking through the schedule, which I like that they put that on there, but what's this to be determined boss?
And my response is that it has to be a giant named the Procrastinator.
Yeah, but then they'd always be late.
I think that's kind of the point.
So
just catch him as he's finally running out of the house.
Yes. He's got like a tie that's half undone.
Mm-hmm.
Holding the cup of coffee as he runs out to the car.
Exactly.
So any of these events that did not previously have a failure mechanic or a timer will be getting one. And that serves to keep the schedule accurate and ease the technical burden of these large-scale events. And that, again, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But notably, the Temples of War will not be synchronized at this time since they heavily influence the content ecosystem that they exist in. And again, that also makes sense.
It does.
And along with that, with the world bosses, some of the bosses on the schedule have had their difficulty scaling, event chains surrounding them, and even some of their abilities updated to help prepare them for new appearance in the rotation. And you answered this for me in the notes, but I was like, so they're already updated.
It sounds like that's what's happened, is that we kind of didn't notice that it was happening.
Yeah, I actually haven't done any world events in like a couple weeks, so...
I did temple runs last week. I didn't notice anything different, but it was also the first time I'd done it in probably 6 months. So, meh.
And then because of the way the schedule is working, they're introducing the guild world events. So if you have a guild and you want to do one of these events like Tequatl or one of the hardcore mega bosses, and you can't get things to work on the schedule that's already set out, you can set up a guild world event and you can trigger it for your guild. And I presume anyone else that happens to be on that map
right
with you could take part in it. And I would think for some of the really large scale ones, you might actually have to do that. Like I would think that you'd have to do, hey, on this map, we are going to be doing this. Come here at this time, if you want to take part in it. So, and you can, it says more than 3 times a day. So I'm wondering, is there a maximum of 3 times you can activate one of these?
No, because it spawns 3 times a day every 8 hours.
Okay.
But then with that...
I see what you're saying. If you want to do it more than 3 times a day. Sorry, I was reading that wrong.
Yeah, but they had also said that it would only activate if it wasn't in window. And with a 3-hour window, that's kind of terrible. Because, if you wanted to activate it as soon as it come into window, you wouldn't be able to.
It's interesting. It'll be, it's a lot of this is kind of like you're trying to wrap your head around something that hasn't happened yet. So you're like,
yeah.
And unlike a standard guild mission, these won't award any merits or commendations at this time. So it sounds like that at some point it might.
It may, yeah.
But it does give your guild a chance to access the content and claim daily reward events and achievements on your own schedule.
Right, yeah. Which is handy,
Yeah. Hunter in the guild chat is saying, or guild chat, I'm in the game already. Hunter in the chat is saying no big changes to the world bosses that he's noticed, and he does them a lot. So that's good to know.
Okay. Regarding cross-map world state, the Megaserver system makes reporting and displaying the state of your destination map accurately quite impossible. With this in mind, we've decided to disable reporting of world state across maps entirely. So waypoints are basically like terrible in ore this way. You'll have to arrive to the map, so that's one load screen, to see if the waypoint is contested or not. Then if it's not, you'll have to waypoint over, which is likely another load screen. And it gets a little bit bungled with regards to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, because I had said in the thing, like, how will you ever be able to waypoint anywhere? You'll have to enter a map, like go into Wayfarer,
right?
Map to the nearest waypoint to an exit to the next zone, go through, map to then the next nearest and go through. But then I was thinking that's what you're going to have to do. But then I realized, like, the rally waypoint in Malcors, or is that in Straits? It's in Straits, I think. Malcors. Anyway, the rally waypoint in Ore, it's never going to be contested. So I think what they're saying is if it can be contested, it's going to be, but there are always going to be at least one Straits Center. There's always going to be at least one that is not, that you can map to. So it wasn't quite as rage-inducing as I thought it was going to be.
Right, yeah. No, it's just a matter of like, oh, I want to get to this place right away because something is happening there, and then, oh, I can't go there right away because I have to go into the map first, and then I have to waypoint to where I want to be, and then, you know.
You know how you'd get that warning, like sometimes you'd click on a waypoint and between your clicking it and actually getting to it, it would have been contested?
Yeah.
And you get that warning. I wouldn't have minded that you still go to the one that you want, but then you're bumped to the nearest uncontested. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I would have preferred that. And maybe they thought about doing that and it just didn't work. But
well, for a place like Ore where so many of them can get contested, it could bump you all the way to the beginning of the area anyways.
Well, yeah, but you'd know that on the map. Like that, if you were trying to get to that map in today, you would still go, oh, that's the one I have to go to.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only one uncontested. So it wouldn't really change anything there. But if I want to go to this waypoint, if it's not contested, even if it's showing as contested, if it's not, I get to go to it. If not, it bumps me to the next one that isn't, or the nearest that isn't. I think it's a bit of a gamble, but I likes them odds, I guess.
I guess I can understand that. One of the other big changes is that for dungeons, you'll no longer be able to tell if a dungeon entrance is open until you're on the same map. So you can't just like immediately join somebody. You're all going to have to go to that map and see.
And that only affects Ore, right? That only affects Ore, doesn't it?
No.
What other?
Cough and I don't think TA can get contested, but
you can tell how often I do.
Crucible, Aura. I don't think Ascalon can. I don't think Poticus can.
And then the Temples of Ore, the cross-map mechanics for these temples will be disabled. So instead God statues will be active only when the nearest temple is contested. So a lot of this, I kind of wonder if they want to move to the Megaserver technology. And these are ones that, okay, well, we know we can't do this right now. Maybe down the line we can bring it back to what it was previous some way.
Right.
Maybe.
It's entirely possible that that's what's happening, but I'm excited about it nonetheless. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I'm pleasantly optimistic.
Okay, so my friend that bought the game, not on sale, he could not get on Tarnished Coast. It was full.
Oh no.
So he's actually on another server, which realistically only means that he can't do world versus world with us.
Right.
And we're a huge world versus world guild, so that's going to be a problem. But no.
Huge. You're just going to have to kick him.
Yeah. So it's not a huge deal, I guess, but it's still kind of like, oh, he specifically got the game to play with us.
Exactly, yeah.
And he can't get on our server. So in any event, there was an article in the news section, the Megaserver System, Guilds, and the Future trademark. I like how you put a trademark feature there. And this news post is the changes covered in this blog will not be included in the April 15th release and will likely come online by December 2014. This information is purely to help you understand where we're going once the system is fully online. With the new Megaserver system, you'll find it infinitely easier to play with all of your guildmates, and better yet, someday you'll simply have one guild.
Yay!
Yay! But what does that mean, simply have one guild?
Well, the way that it works now is that there's actually an instance of your guild on every server where a player has played.
I thought they meant that there's just one guild total. But somehow magically it knows that you're private. Anyway. So,
that would be nice.
Yes,
just
because
auto-switch you.
I would love the guild influence that you're collecting for us.
It would be nice.
Totes use that. Eventually, all influence will go... Oh, wait, I already brought this up already. Eventually, all influence will go to a unified guild bank, and you won't be stuck with your influence randomly being stuck on other servers. Yay!
Yay!
And please note that this will not affect the guild cap of 500, and we will not be able to combine separate guilds. So, but, I mean, if everyone decided, hey, let's join... If, for whatever chance, you had 2 guilds of 250 that wanted to join, you could just do that manually. I mean, they'd lose all their influence, but a guild if it was an active guild, they'd gain it back super quick.
Oh, yeah, with that many people? Yeah.
And World versus World will still remain server-based. Duh.
Yeah. I had the crazy thought when we were doing Tinfoil Hat, and I was like, oh, well, it's going to work out so where the worlds are just going to completely disappear, and you can play with whoever you want, and that would be nice. But no, it's not how it's going to work. They still want you to root for your own server.
Well, I mean, that's kind of realistically, other than server culture and World versus World, that's the only reason to have separate worlds.
It's like they were trying to go for this Megaserver sort of thing, but then it came into conflict with everything that's happened with World versus World and how that developed, so it's just kind of like, meh.
Was it
server?
Was it you, Hunter, I think, that tweeted that the Megaserver is the most euphemistic server merges ever? I think that was Hunter that tweeted that, and I thought that was I thought it was kind of funny.
It's pretty much true.
But if it works to bring community together and people playing with other people, then that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like we had described before, that's basically the underflow. And that's all what most people had been asking for anyways. And not having to guest over is just kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah.
So you have to log basically all the way back to character screen, guest, but you then select the character, or no, you have to select the character you're going to play, then guest, then hit login.
And try explaining that to someone who's never played the game before.
Yeah, it gets complicated.
Hunter's actual tweet was champions of announcing server merges without ever using the term server merges. That was the actual tweet. I thought that was well done.
Very good. Yeah. So over on Guild Mag, they decided to write an article about what you probably should be doing for your account and your characters before the feature pack is launched on the 15th. And as far as the trait changes go, the suggestion is pretty obvious that maybe you should make some characters so they can be grandfathered into the system properly.
If only character slots were on sale today.
Thanks to Krell and Dragon Season for being awesome and finding this actual quote on Ready Up for us, and I will go ahead and play it for y'all. It works.
All current players that have characters on live will be grandfathered in. Like, every character made before this build will be grandfathered into the system.
And you'll have the 1 through 12 traits for every trait line. And, but you will not have the new Grandmaster traits.
Yeah, so all the new Grandmaster traits you'll still have to unlock. That being said, though, even new characters after the build in PvP will always have 1 through 12 of each line unlocked to use, but they'll still be required to unlock the new traits via...
Those traits will be essentially called core traits.
Yeah.
So anything that we have now is core. Anything in the future, these traits included will be the new ones, and you have to pay for those.
Yeah.
So that's how it's going to work. I mean, basically you're grandfathered in. So if you're going to make any more characters for the foreseeable future, make your characters before the 15th.
I'm waffling on that actually because, well, the only profession I don't have is Guardian, but I was kind of waiting for the next possible race to make the Guardian.
Good point.
So I kind of don't want to. I'm fine with the characters I have. I still have plenty that I can level. So I'm waffling. I'm waffling on this. And I think it might be fun to enjoy the new experience. So I also want to try it.
No, I get what you're saying. So you have like one character slot that you bought that you're using for what, like key farming or something?
Maybe.
Not like it's illegal. Come on.
I kind of feel Skyvy about it, though.
It's key farming. You get a character up to 10 and you wipe it. 10,
Yeah.
wipe.
Yeah. You get to know those first 10 levels, or, well, 5 levels really well, though.
That's true.
Yeah. So, yeah. But with the slots on sale, I think I might be buying a second one.
I'm between it because I still haven't gotten an answer about whether or not the minstrel finisher is actually going away or not.
I'll just get both. Just get both.
I don't have enough gems.
Just get more gems. I'm a terrible person to shop with, by the way.
I can get that.
Just get it. Just get it. It'll make you happy. Just buy it.
Oh, see, Hunter's Insight is affirming you and saying that ArenaNet doesn't care if you key farm.
Yay! Which
You don't
means
have to
they're
go back.
probably working at a way to nerf it without saying that.
We'll see.
We'll see. They also talk on Guildmag about the wardrobe, so you should use your glory on skins. Since the PvP and PvE are getting mashed up, you'll be able to better benefit by getting these skins cheaply and spend the last of the glory on stuff you can use like big bags or tomes. And I have like 90 glory left, and you can't get dick all for 90.
Well, yeah, for 90, but I have like 600, so I got, I think, like a tome and a bag.
Yeah, well,
It's like,
I did
meh.
spend anything I had prior, but now I have this kind of like awkward amount left over.
Yeah, I think everybody ends up with that. It's just the way that it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I want to do
It's
something with it.
It's like gems. You buy it in packs of 1,600 or whatever, or 800, and you either buy one thing that is exactly that price, or you buy one thing that's most of that, and then you're left with an awkward that won't buy anything.
Except it's not like they're taking the gem store away.
I get what you're coming from. I understand.
I want to use that last 90 points somehow, magically. I don't know how I would do that, though. But moving on, achievement chests, they suggest get to a milestone chest so you can get a PvP coffer skin chest and add to your wardrobe. Which reminds me, I have 2 sitting in the bank. And I should probably open those puppies up then.
You probably should, because you're not going to get glory boosters anymore.
Yeah, well, and that was really why I was stalking them, because I was
Yeah.
angered about the glory boosters, which I still have as a currency, I would like to point out.
They're still on mine, too. Got a goodly amount there just waiting to be destroyed.
Actually, I only have 23. I thought I had more than that, so I guess my rage was a little bit misplaced.
As far as transmutation goes, their suggestions are kind of irrelevant because of the Twitch stream that happened later on in the week, and we will talk about that later in the show. Mm-hmm. Their advice for dyes, I find to be kind of about it.
No, it makes total sense.
It took me a while to figure out that it made sense. It's like spending money to get money back. It doesn't quite work in my head initially. Use your unidentified dyes to ensure that you'll get a whole bunch of them back, because if you have duplicates, you'll be getting an unidentified dye back on the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I had 20. Okay, for example, I had 27 dyes unidentified in the bank. Not a colossal amount, but I had 27. And I opened them up on Allona, who was my dye horse. She was the one who got first crack at all dyes, because I was unlocking them on her.
Right.
And of those 27, all but 2 were duplicates.
Ooh.
So I gave them to I distributed them amongst my dudes and dudettes. And so I'm going to get from that pack of 27, 25 back. So I lose 2, but I actually gained 2 that I didn't have previously anyway.
Right, yeah.
So, or unlocked 2, I guess is a better way of saying it. So it totally makes sense to do it that way.
Makes sense. I get it.
Because I'm going to get 25 back. It's like I lost 2.
Yeah, you get 25 more chances at getting things that you may already have, though.
Yeah. Well, except the reason I hadn't opened them is because I was saving them for the legendary.
Right. It's gifted.
So it's not like I lost anything really by opening them.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then there were some miscellaneous things. They
like,
say, farm the champs. Get them while you can. Get them while they're hot.
basically, yeah, it's like, well, I guess I could do that some more because the gold amount is changing. They were like, well, you might as well. They also came up with a rather odd suggestion of saying that maybe you should ease up on doing your dailies and monthlies because they're introducing a hard cap to the daily at 10,000 and for monthly at 5,000 achievement points. And it's just kind of like, okay.
I was really confused by this at first because like I'm a couple hundred, less than a couple hundred shy of the 10,000 chest. So I'm like, does this mean there's no point for me to even do any of these things? But then it was explained to me that it's 10,000 points
On monthlies.
From dailies and 5,000 points from monthlies. So I don't know whether I was just being dim or if it wasn't overly clear. I was probably being dim.
I don't think you were being dim. I think it may have been confusing to other people as well, considering that this is one of the points that they had included on their what to do guide. But it's a bit absurd. So I want to say you can go ahead and disregard that because most people are not even close to that cap.
And how do you find out what you are on each of those? Is there a way to find out?
Mm-hmm. No idea.
We don't know. Don't come to us for news. We have no idea.
I don't know. I probably would have checked that in game if you mentioned it earlier.
I probably would have too if I'd thought of it.
In closing, they mentioned a couple of other things, like maybe you should log into all of your characters on the 15th. Like, yeah, that makes sense, considering they all needed to be added for the World vs. World experience points and to get all of the armors and weapons logged into the wardrobe. So, yeah, make sure to cycle through all of your characters on the 15th.
Yeah, none of mine have been in World. I've only ever had one character in World vs. World.
No, but you're going to have to log in like you did with the wallet.
Well, yeah.
To check all of the armors and weapons to see if they will go into the wardrobe. Guild Wars 2 Hub also added a guide/suggestion for you to get your monthly done as soon as possible, since it is now a fortnightly. And I'm going to follow his recommendation of just do puzzle jumping. It's the easiest way to get things going.
Puzzle jumping and get your 4 of your dailies done.
Yeah. He even has a list and a map of the quickest ones to get to, I suppose.
Well, the one night I did them with M is for Awesome from the guild, and we decided to do ones that she needed to get for the achievements anyway. So we did Pig Iron Mine.
Mm-hmm.
I was hopped up on Benadryl. It was not a good scene. She was over and done, and I was like, what the crap? Falling to my death, I was even on a mesmer, not making safety portals. It was just don't do jumping puzzles while you are on Benadryl. It is not a good scene.
Now we know.
Pro tip.
Yes, pro tip. Guild Wars 2 Hub, if you are in need of help for any of your monthlies in the future, they're also going to be updating this each month to let you know the easiest ways to get it done.
That's awesome.
Bookmark it, peoples.
I'm gonna.
Indeed.
On the official Guild Wars 2 Twitch, they had a live stream FAQ with answers with John Corpening, who is an associate game director for PvP, Ryan Diedrich, gameplay programmer for the wardrobe system specifically, or he called it out anyway, and Kate Welch, who is a UI designer, who I actually follow on Twitter. She is delightful.
She is.
And they just basically ran through. They didn't take questions from the chat because obviously they had a lot of questions, many, many things to talk about. And I thought it was a good. I'm really glad they held this live stream. I thought it was better than a blog post. in a way.
It's better for them to be able to explain things. I want to say face to face, but
Organically.
get my drift. Yes, without that filter of I have to read this and comprehend what the words are saying on the screen, as far as whether or not I will understand this.
I'm going to sound like a huge dummy, but I process spoken word a lot better than written word, and I'm a strong reader. I read a lot, but for whatever reason, when it's about mechanics, it turns into mumble jumble for me a lot of the time. So audio works a lot better. It was nice for me anyway.
No, I felt the same way. So
you can get refunded for trait resets that you've bought from the gem store, but not if you've got them from a Black Lion chest. And I have one. Meh.
And I don't have any, so I'm kind of absent from this conversation. I'm sorry.
I have it. I might actually just use it for the sake of using it for no real good reason.
Perhaps.
Maybe I'll go through my characters and see if there's anyone I want to try something different on, and just saves paying anyway.
Yeah.
It's the 3 silver.
Right.
Low-level PvP players will have access to the core set of traits, but they would need to unlock the new Grandmaster traits, but that it shouldn't be too hard. So does that mean there's going to be a way to unlock these within PvP? Or do they have to go to PvE to do it?
You can actually pay monies to unlock the new Grandmaster traits. So that is one way you could do it from within PvP, kind of. But I think most of the time they are going to be primarily PvE objectives.
So, and then there's only 14 trait points, and each point will give you a minor or a major trait instead of 5 each.
So this kind of explains the 70 points versus 14.
Yeah. And the wardrobe, as long as you have one piece of the armor set, you'll still be available to your wardrobe as the full set. So say you bought... Okay, what's that to stop people from buying one piece of Tier 3 cultural armor?
No. This is with regards to outfits, like the Crichton armor skin.
Oh, okay. So just the skins. Okay. So if you still have, so say you've destroyed all the other ones or transmuted them, and you don't really have those skins anymore. If you still have one of them, you'll still get the whole set back.
Right.
Of skins.
And Hall of Monument skins and achievement skins, like the Zenith and Hall of Monument skins, are all going to be in the wardrobe, and you'll be able to use them for free. You won't have to pay a transmutation charge if you select those, so you don't need to worry about that. And I guess the portal stone is going to be obsolete.
Yeah, except I love going there.
I do too.
No, you will still need to go there.
That's right, for the pets.
For the pets. And to talk to Kimmis.
Of course.
Because he'll get lonely.
Extremely.
Extremely lonely.
There's no other ghosts there. That guy's probably really lonely.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, there's one near the portal.
Right, but does he have any dialogue or anything?
No.
Well, it's useless.
He's the worst roommate ever. Or,
really?
Or the best, depending on your opinion.
This is true. Weight and racial restrictions will still apply. But to go along with this, if you're on your Guardian or something like that, and you got a piece of light armor, it will go ahead and unlock in your wardrobe. Like if you didn't have that skin before, you just won't be able to wear it on your heavy armor, obviously. So, yeah. Not happening.
Town clothes as armor. So the cook's outfit will be usable in combat as a whole. So you won't be able to like just wear the jaunty hat or just the smock or whatever. And glasses are usable on any armor weights.
They're talking about, like, they said specifically the helmet, but they mentioned glasses in particular. So
okay. So you mean like the winter helmet, the stag helmet?
Right. That sort of stuff. That's going to be usable.
Well, the stag helmet always was, I guess. So that doesn't...
No. Yeah, but I mean, like, you'd be able to use it in combat, that sort of thing. And it's not an all or nothing sort of thing because it's only one piece. It's different. We're going to have to see.
Yeah.
How it's looking.
And Orlin in the chat room is wondering if people who are vigil would be able to wear priory clothes or, any combination of that. I thought they could already.
There is a way to transmute it, actually, so that you could wear, but it's still within your armor class.
Actually, that reminds me. I need to make a new mesmer so I can get the mask back. Because it never occurred to me that I wouldn't be able to get that mask ever again.
Good point.
And I want it. It's my starter mask. Anyway, most outfits are going to be all or nothing.
Right. So this is like with the cook's outfit or
Mad
the Winter's Day.
Kingthorn or the Winter's Day you mentioned.
Yeah, all of those are going to be like, okay, you're wearing this. It's your outfit.
Which
Nothing else.
I don't normally mix and match, but I've seen some pretty interesting mixes and matches. So
Yeah, it's
I guess I understand, but
yeah, it's a little. They went ahead and said that with the game trait points and the way that they're changing, you having to be to level 30. Does this mean that we can only get 50 trait points? And they went back to explain again that they're going from 70 to 14. So really, it's just getting much more streamlined, and that it's not. It's not. You're not going to end up with builds of 14 all the way down to where you're not really effective at anything.
I know that they keep saying that it's streamlining it, and when you're unlocking a major or a minor at once, and you don't get people who accidentally build wrong, but you're not ever locked in. You can change it. So I kind of like, at least earlier levels, getting those incremental updates.
Yeah.
You're like, I know it's only 1%, but it's 1% per level.
Earlier on, it does feel like it's a lot more impactful, but
yeah,
I get where they're going with this, that it's overall needed to be changed. It's just that we're so used to the system that as it stands that it makes sense to us, but for other people...
Change scares me. Change scares me.
Well, yeah.
Shake my cane at it.
So once again, they said that town clothes that are not mix and match will be refunded on a case-by-case basis. There was a lot of emphasis on case-by-case.
Which means...
I guess support's going to be very busy trying to deal with this, and that you may actually have to make a clear case, a concise and coherent case, to support as to why you want a refund for your particular town clothes item. It's like they decided, okay, yes, we're going to do these refunds for people if they're not happy. And then they saw that so many people had the item that they thought, well, maybe we should say on a case-by-case basis to perhaps deter them.
Well, although realistically, there'd be no point buying it just to get it refunded at this point. Like,
yeah.
You'd only be doing that to be a wiener.
Really?
And I who has time to sit and deal with customer support when you don't really need to? So I don't think it's going to be people doing that.
Being terrible, most likely.
No, I don't think so. But they also confirmed that you are still going to be able to earn transmutation charges on map completion. Woo!
That's very handy because I was afraid that was going to go away.
Yeah.
PvP players will receive a one-time allotment of transmutation charges based on their rank. And he specifically said that rank 40 will get 40.
I was like, oh man, am I ever going to cash in?
I'll get like 4.
I thought 2.
Yes!
I'm rich! Rich beyond compare!
Yes, indeed. Duplicate weapons from the Black Lion Trading Company, like if you have multiple weapons or a multiple of like the Lovestruck staff, like let's say you have 5 Lovestruck staffs.
Staves.
Jive, Jif, whatever. Jive. So if you had 5 of them, they would not be able to issue a refund because they are a tradable commodity, apparently.
Yeah. I can't imagine this really affects that many people. I'm sure it will. A few. Like, I'm sure it will, but I think I can't see people using their tickets to get like 4 multiples of the exact same weapon skin. The only thing I can see it for, actually, is like daggers and pistols.
Oh yeah, you would have had to have gotten 2.
Yeah, if you wanted to do a matching set. So, okay, I recant what I previously said. There's going to be a fair number.
Yeah.
Mostly thieves.
Yep. In fact, any skin? Huh?
Ellies. Sorry. I was just thinking about who can do dagger or pistol.
Right, yeah. Any skin that could be applied to any weight class of armor will be unlocked for all weight classes in the wardrobe, even if you've already applied one of them. So, yeah. As far as last login, This does not mean last represented login. So you're just going to see the last time this person logged in, not the last time that they repped up. And it will be visible to all ranks of guild membership.
Okay.
So everybody will see when the last time you logged in was.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll
just like
change that at some point. Baby steps. Maybe this is just baby steps. Baby steps.
I'm still kind of okay with that. Being able to see when they last repped would be nice, but...
Yeah, but at least mostly for me, and I've said this before, but like say in Guild Wars 1, if I logged in and I saw I just missed someone,
right?
You know, I would often, like if it was like by a minute, and if it was someone I knew personally, I could like message them and say, hey, I see I just messaged you, pop back on, you know, sort of thing.
Right, yeah.
So I like that. Account bound gear. If you took an armor and reskinned it to the cultural armor, then to get the original armor for a different race, you would need to reskin it.
And that's exactly what they said. They didn't clarify on what they meant by reskin. I don't know what that means.
I read that and got confused as I was saying it.
But
apparently I didn't read this point very closely beforehand.
Well, they said, like, let's say you had ascended armor or something, and you transmuted it to be char cultural armor, to look like char cultural armor. And then you wanted to be able to get the ascended gear look on another character. Well, you'd have to, like, get the ascended back first. And then
use a splitter, essentially.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. But since the splitters are going away, I don't understand how that works either. So you'd have to split it before the 15th?
I think there's going to be some way of doing it within the wardrobe. I think it's still a transmutation charge. I think it uses... I'm just going to make something up here and say that it's true. I think you can still use a charge to like basically... Oh, wait. Not if its look is unlocked last transmutation along with current look.
But see, I don't understand why they would have said this specifically if we hadn't already known that that's what was happening.
Maybe someone asked it weirdly?
I guess that's what happened. It just seemed like it was really odd that that's how it was working specifically.
Okay, and Hunter is saying that he doesn't think splitters are going away completely. But I thought they were, because I thought splitters get converted to the charges.
He's saying you have to take them to an NPC to convert them to a charge.
Huh.
I'm really lost now. I'm sorry. I'm on
actually
medication.
I don't think this really affects me. Go high pitch on that one. I'm working on a novel. You stick on the clack. Yeah, see, that's what I thought too, Orlin. We'll continue to work on items that were transmuted before April 2014 Future Pack. If you also have the option of exchanging them for 5 charges at a Blackline armor trader in any major. Okay.
All right, then. We fail at reading. Good to know.
This is why we keep chat room around.
Yeah.
For accuracy.
To keep us honest. Instead of just being like, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to think that it's true.
I was basically right.
No, yeah, I got you. So... As far as the Megaserver goes, gathering nodes are still randomized in every map instance. And it's not, like, completely randomized. I mean, there are certain areas where you're always going to find an ore thing where you can mine it multiple times, and I can't remember the name of it.
Guild Wars 2, GW2.
The rich ore.
Oh, okay. But see, I want to know what this will do to sites like GW2nodes.com. Is that just like, sorry guys,
obsolete.
Pack up. There's no way we can, this will work again. Which is, I loved Guild Wars GW2 nodes.
It's
actually my home screen on my gaming computer. Like on my browser.
Goodness. Ouch. I thought that actually the real question should have been that if you switch to a different version of the map, will you get to regather like you could with overflows and guesting?
You couldn't with overflows after a certain point. I'm
going to say that fully happened sometimes.
Maybe.
Even a few weeks ago, I could switch to an overflow and get all new, the whole area would be refreshed.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I remember at launch that happened if you did your map and you joined party members on their map and you get to do it all again. And they fixed it so that didn't happen.
Fixed it.
Fixed it. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. And I understand why. It's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work.
Nope. Just not gonna work.
Megaserver.
Brain, not brawn, will change the world.
Ask an Asura.
So Hunter gets to be embarrassed tonight because we're actually going to be covering his Coward's Guide to Getting Your World vs. World meta. And I managed to paraphrase this so incredibly well in the show notes that I'm tempted to read it just the way I did it. Because I was feeling saucy, I guess. I needed this guide so badly.
I really enjoyed it. It makes me want to go in and do it.
It's really, it makes it seem like it's not that hard.
Onerous.
It makes it seem like it's really quite simple. So I think
doable.
I could do this, Mm-hmm. So steps 1 and 6 are basically kill some people while in a Zerg. Mm-hmm. It says tagging enemy players is the name of the game, so don't be too proud or too noble to tag a player who is already downed. I've never been too proud or too noble to do that, so...
I don't even know what those words mean.
When it comes to me and World vs. World, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Step 2 was spend them badges. Hunter's advice is to buy an exotic for an alt.
Or multiple, depending on how much or how many badges you need to spend, of course.
Yeah.
Step 3, jumping puzzles. Do them.
Yes. Step 4, more jumping or portaling. Says, my favorite thing to do here is to hang out in the Obsidian Sanctum and just wait for a friendly mesmer to start porting people up from the water to near the end of the puzzle. Yeah, I actually got map completion from another mesmer doing that because of the skipping stones in South Sun. That's it. But yeah, jumping.
Jumping. Step 5, cap them ruins, and another bonus is that you can kill sentries along the way if you're working on that particular achievement. So, yeah, cap them.
Yep. Step 7, Edge of the Mists. Do them objectives, preferably with a Zerg for ease.
Step 8, guards. It's really easy in Edge of the Mists with probably twice the number of roaming guards, champions, and sentries as anywhere else.
Yep. And actually, Celeste had highlighted guards, and said bonus points if you get the reference. I didn't.
It's a Terry Pratchett novel.
I've never read any Terry Pratchett.
Goodness me.
I know. I Googled it. The only thing I could think of was Captain Sulu saying, shields. That's what I went to with it, but I knew that was wrong.
Oh my goodness. That's a completely different direction.
It is completely, but it was the only thing I could think of without Googling. Having not read the books. Step 9, one last achievement, towers. Taking a keep, sentries, supply camps, or supply generators. There's a lot to do.
So you could, do any one of those and get the last thing. And step 10, which is my favorite, is die. Death is a constant for living beings, and we have to come to terms with that. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to take Stone Mist Castle. It's the easiest way. You only need to take Stone Mist 3 times, and for some servers, that will happen in just one play session.
So yeah, I recommend people read the whole blog post as opposed to the saucy paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Actually, I was reading it. It was like, okay, not to give you too big of a headhunter, but it might be my favorite article ever for Guild Wars 2, partly for the great tips, but it was really entertainingly written. I actually snort laughed a couple times when I was reading it. So
it was very well done.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a video that can help you out with trying to understand the April feature pack, and you feel like our episode and the previous episodes that have been featuring it is just not enough information, not explained clearly enough, Tim Leftwich did a wonderful summary on his YouTube channel, and we'll have a link to it. But it's incredibly informative. Like, really well done.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's really well done.
I'm going to watch it.
It's good. You should watch it if you're confused at all.
So I'm watching it, is what you're saying.
I guess so.
Yeah, pretty much. Romo is mentioning bog otter and wooden potatoes, presumably for the summaries. And yes, they're also very good for that.
They are quite good, but honestly,
and they ask good questions, I think, too.
I felt like Tim's was just on the nose. This is what's happening, and this is what it means. Like, just explanation and very clear, and not a whole lot of
fluff,
wishy-washiness.
Tales of Tyria.
Guild Wars 2 Hub is having a giveaway, and it's kind of awesome, and I totally want to do it, and I haven't yet.
Mm-hmm.
And first place, so what you actually have to do is you have to post a screenshot that's funny, and also write a story about it. Either how it came to be, or I think you can even do like creative writing.
Yeah.
I think. And the first place will get 3 Black Lion claim tickets. And that means you tell me what you want to get out of Black Lion Weapon Vendor up to the cost of 3 Black Lion claim tickets. He or she will get it for you and mail them straight to you. Second place is 30 gold. Third place is 30 unidentified dies, which could potentially be worth more than 30 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it ends on April 14th. So actually, there's still plenty of time.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of time to get creative and get moving on this to where it's good.
It's a great contest. I want 3 Black Lion claim tickets.
I do too. I wouldn't mind getting a weapon.
I have some pretty funny screen caps.
Well, go for it. It's not like we're exempt.
Anytime I think about it, I'm not near a computer. I'm terrible. So yeah, it's a great contest, and I recommend people go do that.
So David Wilson on Twitter decided to show off his Gollum plushie cosplaying as South Sun Farron, I guess.
Or Scarlet Captive.
Or Scarlet Captive. And he goes, I'm rich, you know.
Farronotron.
Farronotron.
It is fantastic.
I would be pretty amazed if I saw Extron cosplaying like in the game. It's just pretty funny.
They need to dress him up for Halloween.
They should.
I want him to go as the by Ogden's Hammer What Savings guy.
He'd just run around and like scream that.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Oh, that would be so awesome.
On ArenaNet's official Flickr, I'm actually going to read this is Celeste typed this, but I liked how you wrote it. It was, maybe you like Scarlet, maybe you don't. But here's a nifty wallpaper of her before her ultimate demise. And there's a variety of sizes, and I really like it. I love the style. I like the high contrast of that they used on the figure.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like Scarlet, but I like it. It's a nice wallpaper.
I do kind of like Scarlet, but I still love my tiny wallpaper too much to change it.
It's hard. It's hard choices.
Oh, well, it's not like they're going anywhere. I can get it at any point in the future.
This is true. There was actually, it's kind of like Twitter news, I suppose.
Yeah, because I looked up more and I couldn't find nothing.
There were a few people that were recently laid off from ArenaNet, and we just wanted to say good luck and best of wishes. I don't know if you even listened to our show or anything like that, but sending good vibes.
Good vibes all around.
Exactly.
Thanks for making our game awesome.
Absolutely. if you have a community event that you would like for us to share next week, week after, month from now, next year, send us an email. We would be happy to promote it.
And if you have a burning question for an Ask an Azura segment, just let us know through email or even on Twitter. Actually, have we ever had a Twitter question?
A few.
Okay. Yeah, just send us a question.
So now it's time where we go ahead and talk about our sponsors. Our first sponsor is Doghouse Systems. If you use the coupon code MMOReporter at doghousesystems.com, they will double your RAM for free.
Or if you go to, you can do both. Go to audibletrial.com/MMOReporter and they will give you your first month free.
Which is also awesome.
And everyone loves books.
Who doesn't love books?
That you can listen to while you play.
Yeah. Best of both worlds right there. So, if people want to get in contact with us, Allona, what are some of the many ways that they could do so?
Well, they can email us at gwreporter@mmorreporter.com. Visit us on Twitter at gwreporter. Our website is guildwarsreporter.com. And you can leave us a voicemail at 616-666-6778, or you can use the widget on the right-hand side of the website. Our YouTube channel is MMO Reporter Network. And remember to like our videos and subscribe to the GW Reporter playlist. Facebook is GW Reporter. Our Tumblr is gwreporter.tumblr.com. And we tend to reblog a bunch of awesome artwork and cosplays. So
yeah, when we remember to log into Tumblr and do it on the right account. Myself.
I may have been liking a bunch of RuPaul Drag Race posts while still logged into Guild Wars Reporter. And I had to go through and unlike them all.
Oops.
Sorry. That was me, not Celeste. Or you can visit us individually on Twitter at OneBigPair for me.
Or at Salyuki for me.
Yes. And you can tune into our live stream as our lovely chat room is doing. I'm making lovely chat room hand motions at twitch.tv/MMOReporter every Wednesday at or around 9:30 p.m. EST or 6:30 p.m. PST.
That's right. Most of the time at around that time. We try. So thank you, Allona, for sticking around with me today.
Thank you for calling me. I don't.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I love chatting with you.
And thank you to our chat room for sticking around with us. We always do appreciate it. We hope that you enjoyed the show and that we will see you back again next week. But most importantly, we hope to see you in game.